What happens when artificial intelligence can churn out hit songs in minutes for a fraction of the cost it takes a human artist? Are we watching music's next golden age? Or the slow erasure of the artists who built the industry? Let's talk about the Velvet Sundown, the band that became a Spotify sensation, millions of streams, but when fans went looking for them online, they found nothing. No interviews, no concerts, not even a photo that looked completely real. This isn't just a mystery, it's a warning, and it's about to reshape the future of music. Generative AI in music isn't just a concept anymore. It's here, it's advanced, and it's exploding. The tech can already mimic voices, write lyrics, compose melodies, and generate entire albums without touching a studio. Sure, it's a powerful tool for human creators if used ethically. It could be like Photoshop for music. But here's the catch. The same tech that can help artists can also replace them. And thanks to Spotify's pro rata royalty system, that's not just a creative problem, it's a financial one. Picture the streaming royalty pool as a giant pie. Every song streamed earns a sliver of that pie. Now, if suddenly millions of AI-generated songs flood in, those slices get razor thin. The more AI songs there are, the smaller each slice becomes for human artists. And here's the kicker. AI tracks are cheap to make, endless to produce, and perfectly tuned for the algorithm's taste. The story begins quietly, almost too quietly. A band called the Velvet Sundown starts appearing in curated Spotify playlists, seamlessly woven between established lo-fi and indie artists. The tracks are smooth, atmospheric, and almost suspiciously well-suited for background listening. They slip perfectly into chill study or late-night focus mixes. Streams begin to climb into the millions. For most casual listeners, that's where the story would end. The songs fit the mood, the name had a certain mystery, and no one thought twice. But for a handful of curious fans, something didn't quite add up. They wanted to know more, to find the tour dates, the interviews, maybe even a live performance video. Instead, every search turned into a dead end. There were no official social media accounts, no press coverage, not even a single blurry phone clip from a basement gig. The only thing that existed was a short, oddly generic biography, the kind of vague, personality-free description that felt like it could have been written by an AI language model. Then there were the band photos. At first glance, they seemed professional. Moody lighting, trendy outfits, the kind of aesthetic you'd expect from an indie act. But look closer and the imperfections started to emerge. Fingers that bent in unnatural ways, slightly warped instruments, facial features that seemed just a touch too symmetrical. To the trained eye, these were the telltale signs of AI-generated imagery. It didn't take long for internet sleuths to piece it together. The Velvet Sundown wasn't a mysterious underground group avoiding the spotlight. It was a fully AI-generated music project. The songs, the visuals, the brand, all created without any human performers behind the name. The reaction was polarizing. Some listeners didn't care. Their stance was simple. If the music sounds good, doesn't matter who or what made it. But others felt misled, arguing that the lack of transparency undermined trust between artists and audiences. For them, this wasn't about the quality of the music, it was about authenticity and honesty. Inside the music industry, the case became a kind of litmus test for the AI era. Was this a clever, forward-thinking experiment, or a warning sign of a market flooded with anonymous, automated acts, indistinguishable from genuine human artistry? While Spotify's official response was muted, other platforms began taking notice. Deezer, for example, has already moved to label AI-generated tracks, aiming to give listeners a clearer picture of what they're hearing. Whether that becomes the industry standard remains to be seen, but the Velvet Sundown proved one thing. The conversation about AI and music is no longer hypothetical. It's here, and it's messy. If the Velvet Sundown represented a subtle, almost playful experiment in AI-generated music, other cases have been far more unsettling. In recent months, AI-created songs have begun appearing directly on the official Spotify artist pages of musicians who have passed away, including respected figures like Blaze Foley and Guy Clark. These tracks were not posthumous releases approved by estates or record labels. They were unauthorized imitations, slipped into catalogs alongside authentic works. The implications are jarring. Imagine clicking on an artist's profile, expecting to hear a beloved track recorded decades ago, only to be met with a computer-generated approximation of their voice and style. It's not a remaster, it's not a lost demo, it's a digital counterfeit presented without clear disclosure. For fans, this is more than just a technical trick. It's an emotional breach. The connection people feel to a late musician's work is deeply personal, tied to memories, cultural moments, and the irreplaceable humanity in their performance. An AI copy, no matter how technically competent, can't replicate that lived experience. Industry professionals have been blunt in their criticism, describing this wave of synthetic tracks as AI schlockbot, music slop, emotionally hollow imitations that feed algorithmic playlists. To make matters worse, the casual listener often doesn't realize they're hearing a fabrication. The artist's name is the same, the song title looks plausible, the platform doesn't always flag the difference. The harm isn't just emotional, it's financial. Every AI-generated track that exploits a famous artist's name diverts streams, and therefore royalties, away from the legitimate recordings. Over time, this could distort streaming revenue data, making it harder for real musicians and their estates to earn a fair share. But perhaps the most dangerous consequence is the erosion of trust. If audiences can no longer be certain that the music on an artist's page genuinely comes from that artist, the foundation of the streaming experience begins to crack. Music discovery depends on credibility. Without it, listeners are left questioning every track, and platforms risk alienating the very audiences that keep them alive. Labeling AI-generated content isn't about shaming, it's about honesty. When you know a track is AI-made, you can choose how to engage with it. Without transparency, we risk a future where the lines between authentic human expression and machine output are permanently blurred. Reports show that without intervention, AI-generated content could cause massive income loss for human creators. Why? Because an AI can release thousands of songs in the time it takes a human to record one album. Scale like that crushes competition. Spotify could address this by introducing verification checks, tagging AI songs, and preventing fakes from being uploaded to official artist pages. But so far, the pressure has come from outside, from artists, advocacy groups, and competitors. Take Deezer, for example. They claim to have the world's first AI tagging system. They built a proprietary detection tool that spots tracks made by popular AI models like Suno and Udio. These tracks get labeled, removed from algorithmic recommendations, and excluded from editorial playlists. Why? Because they found many AI-generated tracks were linked to fraudulent streaming activity bots, playing music to earn payouts from the royalty pool. Beyond platforms, governments need to step in. Updating copyright laws to ensure AI can't train on copyrighted work without permission or compensation would be a start. Artists should have control over their voices, their styles, and their legacies. So here's where we land. We've got a booming AI music industry, a Spotify royalty model that rewards quantity over quality, and high-profile cases like the Velvet Sundown and AI deepfaked dead artists showing us exactly where the cracks are. Without transparency, we risk losing the trust between artists and audiences. Without updated rules, we risk shrinking the space for human musicians to make a living. The question isn't whether AI music will exist, it's whether we can build a system where human creativity and AI tools can actually coexist without one crushing the other. Do you think AI-generated music should always be labeled? And how do you think human artists can adapt to this new reality? And if you care about the music you love, support the artists directly. Buy their albums, go to their shows, share their work. Because the future of music isn't just in the hands of AI, it's in the hands of the people who press play. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comments section.